One. We should be live already. All right. All right. We should be. All right. I am. Maybe we can get started. Good morning, true believers. This is your man, all the rage George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. And today I have a very special guest here, Miss Brittany Big Lemon Lemonade. Uh, and yes, yeah, she is a pro physique competitor. She just recently did 2 pro shows. You did one in Shreveport, and you
Yes,
did New York Pro.
yes.
And
It's
how was like that? Because New York for a while, the New York Pro dropped female bodybuilding and physique, and they
mhm.
just brought it back for this show. And because of the restrictions in New York, they had to move it to 2 shows be moved to both Georgia because they did the Linda had Savannah Pro like about a month ago,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, and they did the New York Pro in Tampa,
Mhm.
and they're gonna do the Chicago Pro in Atlanta. And that's in about I think about a couple of more weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I said, this is quick. Tell everybody about yourself. How you got into the sport. Just give us like a good synopsis of yourself.
How long? How many minutes do I have to give the synopsis?
As long as you feel like you want.
All right. So, long story short, I have 4 kids. But if we back it up even further, when I was about 7, my dad just spoke to me. He was like, "I think you're going to be a great bodybuilder one day." And I didn't get a lot of feedback from my dad throughout the
Oh.
years. I was always an athlete. But then when I got into college, I was like, I'm just going to go for the academics. I ended up getting pregnant like my sophomore year. So, did what I had to do to get through college. But being participating in sports was very far from my mind. I got up to 225 pounds after my second kid and stayed that way for some years. It was just a really bad depression, and it took like yoga and meditation for me to finally like break 200 pounds. But even still, got pregnant, had 2 more kids, got a divorce, and just kind of really when I wanted to like reinvent myself, and then also going and picking my dad up. He's an alcoholic, and so, there would be times when he's
Mm-hmm.
not going to go to rehab. So I would have to go and pick him up. But that was just something that we would bond with, just going to the gym together. The gym was walking distance, and my kids could go to the gym with me. They had a child care place. So it just really worked, and it fit for my life and my lifestyle, at the time. And it was therapeutic. And then also with my dad speaking that over me, it was like always lingering in my head. Hey, what are you gonna ever pursue this? And so just um, the way God works, I went and got my kids a haircut, and the barber knew somebody at a gym who knew this really amazing trainer. His name is Dave, and Dave is was so awesome to me. He died last year at the Olympia, which is part of the reason why I'm struggling this year.
Oh,
But Dave
I'm
was so
sorry.
amazing. It's all good. It's life, and I feel like he's still with me in spirit. But you know, Dave was just so instrumental. He brought my dad in. He let him train me, and my dad were gonna prep for a show. So it was just so many different layers to this bodybuilding piece that worked to kind of like reestablish the relationship between me and my dad. I actually got to see my dad be sober for like a year. My whole life, I never got to see that, and he was in best shape. He's pushing sleds and stuff with me in the gym, and so it's just those things right there that bodybuilding gave me. It's like it's something that I can never just it's hard to even articulate, but it's just like a healing thing for me. And I feel like it's done so much for me and created a platform for me that I feel like I kind of owe it to myself and to the world to just keep pursuing it and just keep trying and trying. And so it's almost like an addiction, but it's almost like I know how much good that it's done for me and my family. It's hard to pull away from it.
Yeah, I can say about being like my mother and my father were together for 55 years, and 35 of it, he was living in New Jersey, and she was living here in North Carolina. We before he died maybe a few. Like I told you, my mother got sick, and he died a few months before my mother got sick. But he was here before he died. Me and him we settled our differences as men, and we made our peace with each other. I love my father. I mean, I'm thinking about one day when I get to he was buried up in New Jersey, and I have family up in New Jersey. I might think about visiting his grave, But like I said, him and my mother, they were, best way to say it, like my favorite movie, my father was a drunk and a fiend. You want to hide these scars? I love that movie. I love Heath Ledger the Joker. But anyway,
the good thing. The good thing is that I feel like even in him being a drunk, he still, and that's the important thing about fathers. He still spoke something over his daughter, and now look, like 30 years later, I've become a professional athlete within a year. It's a gift that he saw in me. You know what I'm saying? Even in his drunkenness, and so it's just like I don't know. It's very spiritual to me and sentimental.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, you originally started in figure, right?
Yeah.
How do you like to wear those high heels?
The heels were nice, but they're boring. They only get 4 poses.
I know.
You go around in a circle and you wave. I feel like physique is for real women. You get to show off all your muscles. So physique is okay, but real women, we have real muscles.
Yeah, because physique is more it's more like classic bodybuilding. From like I've been following bodybuilding since I was 13. My brother used to play football for our local high school. His nickname, they call him He-Man. And he passed away like about 17 years ago. And he used to get the muscle mags like Muscle and Fitness and Iron Man. And back those days, you remember He-Man was the most popular cartoon in the early 80s. He-Man, Thundercats, like that. I used to love watching magazines. But then I see the women. And the women were just something different. And I was just like in puberty. And just something different seeing women like Bev Francis and Cindy Randall and Denise Massino and Denise Rashowski. The list is on and on.
What do you think it is about? What do you think it is about these women that attracted you to them?
I don't know. It's just a different shape of a woman. Just how muscular and built and how their bodies are. It's just something different. It just I was like I said, I was young. I was going through puberty. I was a young boy, teenager going through puberty. And it just I'm being from the South. I love my round brown. One of my jobs I used to work at a strip club. And I used to work 2 jobs. I worked at with women. I used to work at a textile plant and I work at a strip club. I had guys telling me, "Man, you work at the strip club." You work at, man, it doesn't matter. Clothes or no clothes, women are just a headache sometimes. But like I said, it's just something different. I just and the funny thing, when you got these guys, we call it smos, and we admire you women, your muscles, your bodies, but people always get this vision, man, you gay. Yeah, you gay. You want no, how could I be gay? If somebody if I was had a hard on for, well, I do have a man crush on Vin Diesel, and I can't lie about that. And I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a movie that Vin Diesel did called Knock Around Guys. And there's a part where he tells guys, 500 fights. You get the blood off your head. I mean, that voice, I feel like I like your voice because you mind me. I say, that. Rick! But like I was saying, as a woman that's a bodybuilder, I know you get these, people have this like, look at you kind of funny because she got all that muscle, and then when you have your 4 kids come behind you, they be surprised. You have 4 kids? But all female bodybuilders were, you had kids, and and there's quite a few that had. Yeah.
I didn't. What was the question? I'm sorry, it broke up.
But like I say, like, you ever had people? excuse me a second. This that something pop up. I get ready. You have people that go have that look, give you that funny look, like if you're a bodybuilder, and and they don't think that you can have kids like that, but you have 4 kids, and people have that give you that look, like, why are you so built? Why have these muscles?
That look, yes, and it's my kids had to get adjusted to the look in public. Like when we go to the grocery store, it's the most commonplace. It's grocery store park. Um, the most I've gotten used to it, but it's something that you just have to get used to as a female bodybuilder is people feeling like you are a transgender. As unfortunate as it is, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
but even
yeah,
walking with kids, even with makeup, it actually makes it worse when you have on makeup. So there's no win. But I mean, it's just part for the course.
yeah,
You're different. You just have to understand that just different. And for better or worse, some people like it, some people don't, and you just got to be comfortable with your own skin. But
yeah.
I kind of
Because I
laugh
know,
some.
like, because you might have these guys like, hey, that's a man, and you have the guys like, wow, can I touch your muscles?
Yeah,
Can I? Can I?
exactly.
Can I? Can you flex for me a little bit? Can you? Do a pec test like. Dun, 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 dun. Can you? I mean, there's, like it's a there's a culture to it, to bodybuilding,
Yeah,
and like I said, like I talked to quite a few ladies, and some of them do stuff like, there's quite a few that like there's some ones I follow. They have OnlyFans sites.
yeah,
They do video sessions. They do sessions. There's that culture to it. But y'all are athletes,
yeah,
and also it's a kind of, it's not like playing basketball, football, or running track and field. It is still a sport, and compared to, like, it's like a sport, more of a presentation,
yeah.
performance in some people, but it's a sport, and y'all get up, y'all have to follow a diet, you gotta work out, you gotta set this time for this, and then you still have to try to live a regular 9 to 5. And being you're
Yeah,
a mother with 4 kids, and
yeah.
especially like teenagers, and
You're
and one of the
not,
things that one of my biggest regrets is that it's a lot for a woman just to be like my mother. She raised, 6 kids and 2 grandchildren, and she used to work and it's hard. I see her struggle, and that's why I decided to take care of her, because
yeah,
she gets so Sorry, just I don't know what happened. We chopped it pretty good. I think. Let me see if I get a contact with her. Either had something happen with her phone. I don't know. Dang. Can I pause it? Okay. Uh, hey, we lost reception. You want me to we try again, or you want to try again another time? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to hold this stream lab a little longer, and just let the, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, I think it should work like that. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. Right now, we just had character difficulties. I think it was something with reception. Brittany's gonna come back in another 3 or 4 minutes. This was a great interview. I enjoyed talking to her. She has an amazing story. And if anybody's watching my video, my stream, I mean, she's a good person. And I can see some similarities to how she came up because like you said, her father was a drunk and he wasn't much in her life, and I can see some likes with me. And you got to remember, like I say, female bodybuilders are just like any other people. Just because you have big muscles and all that, and then it's just regular people, and they like to live their lives. But this was a good interview, and I must say, I don't want to lose the Streamlab. I don't want to start all over again. I'm gonna try to wait till she gets back on, and I just, it was just we chopping it pretty good. It just But anyway, like I said, one thing. Last night, if any of you watched the Dana White's Contender series, Tanisha Trippett, Tennant got snowed. She got snowed real bad. I mean, and Danielle Wolf is just supposed to be the next big thing for the UFC, and she's going to be in the featherweight division. They'll probably throw somebody like Zorzan Zazovtos, whatever the name is, at her in her first match. We probably won't see her fight until next year. She's still raw. She's still not, because she could have lost that fight. If like my man WMA Addict, I'm surprised the coach hadn't talked about anything yet. I mean, I'm waiting on the coach to talk about it. But my man WMA Addict, he did a thing last night, and he really just said that really what should happen, you know, you know, you know, is that she should have really just went at Danielle. I mean, when she had that one part where she had her, cause I saw some clips here and there, and one part where she had her against the cage, she should have just grabbed her, put her in a Muay Thai clinch, and just need. I mean, that would have been, a better thing for her. Like I said, we're still waiting on Brittany. Let's see. And once we get her back on, we'll go ahead and chop it up. And all right, okay, we get her. All righty, here we go. Hey,
I'm back.
how you doing? Oh, yeah. You see my avatar? That's my avatar. Yes, I'm so yes. You complete me. I'm so anyway, like I said, let me get like that. But anyway, where were we at? We were
Talking about how people look at me funny.
yes. And that's just I hear that quite a lot with a lot of women bodybuilding, and I think it's just people have their prejudice, and it's just when you become something that they're not comfortable with, they just decide to say, it's just not usual. Like, and society is not what it is without people being different. If everybody was alike, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
Like you got people like me. I'm a certified nut. If you know me by now. I'm the middle son in my family, and when you're the middle son, you have to be smarter because the oldest, the firstborn. My brother was. I think my brother was my mother's first. Well, she not really my mother's first, but she had another son, but he's the firstborn. That's father's favorite, and my baby brother, he's the baby. That's mama's favorite, and you're in the middle, and you have to compete for their love. But like I said, it's just that's how the people just are not comfortable the idea of women who want to be an athlete. But you got to look at it like women in athletes you have muscle like you watch track and field, like boxing. I'm a big fan of MMA. I follow well, we're part of this group called my man Coach Harrison. He has a channel called CS Combat Sports, and it follows mostly women in MMA. He talks about other stuff, like he's part of a group called the Lions Den Boxing Community, and it follows boxing, but he follows MMA, and he mostly follows the women. And last night we just had a event where we had a match between two women, but muscle is everywhere, especially if you compete.
Yeah.
Like and bodybuilding, what it is, it gets this stigma because it's all about the muscles. But if you look at women like certain track and field stars,
Yep.
basketball players, gymnasts, um, CrossFit, half those women, majority of them came from bodybuilder. Like there's a bodybuilder I used to follow named Shannon Courtney, and she was really popular about in the good half of the early about 2013, 2012, and she left bodybuilding and went to CrossFit. But last I heard, she got married again, have another kid. I don't know if she can go back to it, but that's the thing. But as a female bodybuilder, as physique, what would you like to see more of in your sport?
What would I like to see more of?
Yeah.
Young girls understanding that it's a sport they can get into from like high school. Just like you said, the physique isn't really going to change for the sport. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think a lot, like I didn't realize this was a legitimate sport until I was like 31. So if we can get more girls into the sport and getting it more popular and understanding that they're like, you can, like you said, you can go between sports. It's a health thing. I think it'd be great as far as reducing the stigma for women with muscles, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of people like the one big thing is the performance enhancers, but performance enhancers is every sport. It wasn't that long ago people talk about uh not their strawberry Barry Bonds, and
Yeah.
and then you just had that like I follow like I said, I follow MMA. Just had some MMA fighters got busted for taking uh three were busted for taking weed, and one was supposed to take a diuretic.
Oh
And
wow, that doesn't count.
it's just that it shouldn't count, but they say it because the fact is, when you're a fighter, you have to try to come in weight.
Like,
So what
yeah,
diuretic it pushes out
yeah,
that water.
yeah,
But because certain states, like especially fighting UFC mostly fight in Nevada. In the state of Nevada, a diuretic is seen as a banned substance. And even weed is considered a banned substance. But it's legal in most states. But
yeah.
because the sport commission there, they just gonna. But I know there's been. I remember there was a few years ago where some bodybuilders got busted for taking diuretics because they try to get that extra water. Because you try to push that water out so you can be able to show your more vascular look.
Yeah.
And often I know that's when y'all in your competition stage, that's was when y'all at your weakest.
Yeah.
But as there's fans, that's when we get the most horniness. I'm not, don't be offended by this, but this is a story some guy told me that this is a story a long time. I used to follow a lot of these FBB fan sites, and they used to do we used to do chat rooms. And one guy told me he went to a show years ago, and he was there. He was a big fan. He was following this. He's a big bodybuilding fan. And where the show during the women's final pose down, there was some noise in the back, and there's this guy they caught. They were dragging him with his pants around his ankles, and like. And the guy was sitting to one of the trainers against the woman said, "Oh, that's nothing unusual. We get guys like that. We get freaks like that. They sitting there.
Yeah.
They usually wait till the final pose down because that's when they get and say ah." And this guy was telling me, I said, "Wow, that's kind of well, I mean, you could do that. Do it private at your own home or go to the
Yeah.
bathroom, motel." But like I said, when I watch your video, you told a story about how your husband had molested you.
Yeah.
And because my mother, she was like my mother, my sister, they both were. And my father was abusive to my mother, and my sister, her first husband was abusive. And I saw that coming up, and I know your kids saw it too. And I can understand from their point of view. But like I said, I just don't. This is me personally as a man. I never had no reason to hit on a woman. We might argue with you, we might get mad at you, but to strike you or to do that to you, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
And he must have issues because any man who do that has issues.
Oh yeah.
Because you said this is a statistic that what people don't know that you said 80% of women in bodybuilding have been in abusive relationships.
Yeah.
And I know quite a few bodybuilders have mentioned that they have been like this. A one bodybuilder I follow by the name Emery Murray who said, Miller. She said her first husband, they're kind of abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think a couple others have mentioned it. That and I think there was a story years ago of a female bodybuilder who actually killed her husband, and and it's just an amazing story. Oh, I got a friend on here, my man Marcus Bell. Hey, Marcus. He follows me on. Wait a minute. He follows me with yeah. Hey, Marcus. Say hello to Brittany, Marcus. Yeah. But like I say, but it's just it's like people who abuse each other. It just don't make sense. Like
Yeah.
if anything, if a woman makes you mad, just walk away. I mean, I know y'all women, y'all can give us men's help, but you know what? We can take it. We can take it. Like and you went through a lot with this relationship, and you got divorced, and you decided it was better that y'all two go your own way. Is he still there for his kids, or is he still there for the kids? Do he visit? Do he
Um,
talk to them?
he talks to the kids. It's because I have 3 boys, and they need to, regardless of what happened between him and I, because like between the time that all that happened and the person who I am now, I don't think he would hit this person anymore. And I think that's why a lot
No,
of women do get into bodybuilding. And so,
I
like,
feel stronger.
oh, absolutely, mentally, physically, everything, and it's intimidating. And so, I don't feel as it took years for me. I'm sorry, you can't see me anymore, but it took years for me
I,
to become comfortable around him. But it's at the point now where he can come see the kids, and pick them up and take them somewhere, and it can be a court. I'm not gonna be there with them, but yeah.
what kind of dogs you got?
Some schnauzers. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, I got somebody knocking on my door.
Yeah, one of my
Real
sisters
life
have
stuff.
poodles.
I'm so sorry.
What happened?
My dog got out. He's biting your dog.
He's biting him?
Yes,
It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
No, stop.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Okay, we can do it another time if you feel like it.
Okay.
All right. Well, folks, life happens sometimes, and we're gonna take a break. We'll probably try to get it with Brittany another time. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, thank you. Thank Marcus for I really got a real interview. It was just you know, but we'll probably get into it up in another time. But yo, Marcus, how you feel about what happened with Tanisha Tennant? You know, I want to how she got snow. You know, you know, yeah, Marcus, I want to ask you about that because I know you watched it last night when they did the the uh the they had the contender. So I want to know how you feel about it. Yeah, she got screwed most definitely. She was used as cannon founder for Danielle Wolf, but Danielle's gonna get starched. She gonna get starched eventually. You know, I think Danielle get the Danielle's gonna get the you know you know, yeah look for another Holly Holm or because she fits that narrative. I just did I did a video. You see my video. I did a video where I talked about um how you know they just pretty much use Tanisha. But I think what Daniel needs to do Yeah. Yes, that's true. Her cut like if WME because it should have the corner, wasn't doing shit for her. Yeah, Megan probably do it. Most definitely Megan, or it could be somebody else. But I think yeah, that's it. She's gonna get starched. You know, you know. Then also, I think Danielle, she needs to, Wolf needs to be Invicta. That's where she needs to go. Because somebody like Caitlin Young and Pam Bam Sorensen will probably put her in her pace. They most definitely will put her in her pace. Or Latoya Walker. You know, I what yeah, yeah. What she should have did was what what she should have did was got her in Muay Thai clinch. Yeah, if, yeah, Wolf. Yeah, what she should have did is got her in a Muay Thai clinch because I think Wolf couldn't handle Muay Thai clinches. Because you got to think about it. She's a boxer, and you boxing, and you got gloves, and you're hitting the abdominals, you're hitting hitting the body. But you got to think about it. These are knees, and knees have bones, and that's bones against fleshy fleshy skin. But like I said, I don't know how long Brittany's gonna come back. I'll just call her and let her know whenever things get settled, we can do the interview later or a better time. But like I said, I'm gonna talk to you. Like I said, I'm gonna talk to you for a good bit before I go off. And like I said, I think what they're gonna do is like they might recruit somebody like Latoya Walker. They're gonna probably recruit you know for Wolf's fight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna do it because they're gonna need, or it's gonna be uh Zarifa. I think it's that Brazilian chick that fought um you know the last time. Maybe I'm just gonna send her a text and say, mm, and Tanisha is it a bantamweight? You sure? I mean, oh yeah, you mean say featherweight? Yeah, she's a natural bantamweight. I think Tanisha, like that time, when Aspen Ladd, you know, had to drop out of her fight with certain man. Tanisha could have took Ladd's place. Yeah, and because she came in too heavy, she was 143. That means if Tanisha's like a natural walking around, maybe 155, maybe close to 160, and she had to drop like at least just enough to get in within the range of the 140 division. Yep, you know, even Macy, Macy needs to go to featherweight because she supposed to have fought Sarge, but she had to drop out because she got sick. You know, and the other chick supposed to fight on Sarge. Carol was it Carol Rosa? She dropped out because she had a bad record. I think those two, Macy and I think Kara Rosa need to go up to 145. Yeah. $1,000. Jesus. Who is this? My neighbor ate my snurger and killed it. $1,000. What? What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. I just got this text from Brittany, and she just told me that her neighbor's dog just ate her schnauzer, a $1,000 dog. Take their ass. Oh my God, that is just bad to hear. You know. Now, hoping that she would have squeezed through that fight and hurried up and got back down to. Yeah, I think I think it's probably be maybe the next couple of months before we see Tanisha back. She need to go back. What Tanisha do? She need to go back to Tanisha should be fighting for the title. I think so too. You know, Tanisha should have been fighting for the Invicta bantamweight title. Yeah. So right now I'm texting her. All right. But like I said, it's just sad to hear about this. But you know what? I'm gonna tell her to send me a picture, and I am going to do like I might say if if she's interested, do a GoFundMe for her, and maybe even try to see if she gets some help for because you know what, that's wrong. That dog. I mean, it must be they must have had a pit bull or something. You know. Yeah, I hope so too. But because they need they need new blood in the women's zone in 135, and they most definitely need new blood in 135 because it is right now. You still got High Home there. She should have been gone. They got rid of my girl bitch. I'm getting tired of Amanda Nunez's lying queen ass, and you know it's just and Judy Pena, she been out. She had a fight with GDR. I forget when that fight with GDR. You know, yeah, I want but like I said, it's just My neighbor's dog ate my silencer and killed it. That's just yeah. I think you can probably add her. Because like I said, she could have. Like they were so fast to pick up. Now this one person is gonna be like talking shit about this is Miranda Maverick. You know. Yeah, we're gonna hear from. You know, yeah, we're gonna hear from Miranda Maverick's mouth. Oh, in October. Okay, so but yeah, I think if Juliana can, we all know GER does not have great takedown defense. She can, and Juliana is a good wrestler. Oh, oh boy, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna hear from Miranda Rapp. She was hating on Tanisha when she won the tournament. But like I said, the 135 division needs some new blood. They keep filling up. They keep filling up people in the strawweight division. They keep filling up that division. But then, they're not really thinking about, you know, uh, the other divisions. Now they used to, because you remember, the 135 was the main division, and then they created uh, the strawweight division eventually, because that's when Andrade moved down. But like I said, I think Tanisha should get Dana White owes her a soft touch fight for taking this fight that she could have won. She could have won the fight. Yeah. And this is the thing is, Sarge Eubanks trains with Anisha. Yeah. Yeah, I look on Anisha's IG, and she has there's like quite a few pictures of her and Sarge, her Caitlin Chachugian, and somebody else. Who did I see? I saw one where it was her, Sarge, uh, Caitlin, and I think Claudia Gadelha. You know, and it's just a snow job. I mean, it's just not fair. What she had to, you know, but what she should have done when she that one part, like I seen some clips where she had her around the second round and had her backed up against the cage. She should have grabbed her and put her in a Muay Thai clinch. She should have just snapped her hands around the neck and just hit her with knees, and that would have been over. And I know, but like I said, but anyway, Marcus, I appreciate you coming by. You know, you know, thanks for coming by, and uh, I'm just gonna say, well, I'm wait till wherever it gets settled. I'll call her back and see how she's doing, and maybe we try to do another interview again. And because this is just bad what happened. I mean, you know, and a Schnauzer is a little dog. It's a little dog. And it just and people you gotta keep your if you have like a big dog, anything like a pit bull or Rottweiler, a bulldog, not more so much a bulldog, but pit bull, Rottweiler, those dogs, they need to be put on in a cage and a leash and keep away from children and small animals. But like I said, I'd like to thank Brittany Brooks for coming in for the time. I'm hoping we get the opportunity to get back together again and chop it up. This is my first interview with a professional bodybuilder. And I mean, I hope this is my followers. I'm just 3 subscribers away from 200. And I like to thank you, Marcus Bell, man. You always a supporter, brother. You always come in and chop it up. But like I said, this is just your man, George Page, All the Rage. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.